Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is NORSYAZWA Riyana binti RIZAL daripada Diploma Pendidikan Islam kelas 2 KID 220804. Today I would like to talk about the movie review. The title is the Everest. First of all, I want to talk about a little introduction. Everest 2015, a film based on true story which happened on 1990, talk about a group of hikers trying to conquer the highest point in the earth, which is the top of Everest mountain. The expedition of the rock group was suspect of the series of bad conditions that befell one after another, causing them to finally have to face a great challenge in order to survive. Every day they are bombarded with various risks that are close to them. They still want to face it, which make other often wonder. The first impression found in the movie Everest is, let alone other that can prove their professional reporter and also carry finish to a top which approach.
Further inspire, a climber wants to inspire child in a situation he often visits that. If he is an ordinary person who works as a postman, he seems capable of doing something big like climb, let alone.
First of all, the Islamic moral value found in the movie Everest is true intention. Purpose is a very important element because it can move the human body towards purpose. It also provides motivation and reminder when the human body begins to lethargy, when faced with challenges without the right intention. All the words that human to will be fighting in the middle. Alright, the end. Muhammad Ahmad Al-Rashid mentioned that hurricane after mujahadah is due to the damage of the initial step and muntalaq. The first starting step in every job is certainly the purpose or intention. When they have a wrong intention, people will be quickly give up after trying. When the altitude reached 24,000 feet above sea level, the camp was hit by a severe storm and more people getting sick. Thus, climbers began to feel hopeless with what they were trying to do. They started to be silent and feel doubt whether it's worth it or not. They got through all this difficulty, even risking their life to achieve their own goals. Some of them withdraw because of the doctor advice or because they themselves feel unable to continue the expedition. This is because their intention are not strong enough to cope with the challenge they are facing. Second Islamic value found in the movie Everest is good motivation. However, this does not mean that when we feel tired while trying, our intention will be wrong. Wrong intention will cause people to fall easily when the parts of a struggle, but people with the right intention also sometimes feel weak when they are sponsored to be tested and need motivation throughout the struggle. For example, the Everest climber, when they saw the top of Everest clearly from the camp after the storm subsided, they feel great energized to continue climbing. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala said in the Quran, Surah Al-Balad, and we have shown him 2 ways, but he did not take the pupil and difficult road. And do you know what a difficult and uphill road it is? Freeing and slave, or feeding on a day of famine, or hunt who are late, or the poor who are very poor. He was among those who believe and to each other, to love each other. They are the right way. Then doing good deed is like going up a different climb, and the peaks that always motivates climber in the Everest afterlife will be rewarded, and the paradise of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala is the small group. How many are started in the middle of the road, or because of the lack of a good combination of intention and motivation in this life. How many people want to go down the climbing path in that small group? How many people want to go down the climbing path in the small group? How many people are seated in the middle of the road? This is because of the lack of a good combination and intention and motivation.
After that, Islamic moral value for number 3 is humble. These people are so dwarf, but they always feel that they are greater than God, and humans are not able to dominate the mountain, let alone compete with God who created it. Humans cannot live without water, food, and air. Humans are also unable to control their own bodies. He cannot save himself from his body if its function is failed. But there are still many people who are arrogant towards him who gives those blessings. By experience, the smallest of oneself compared to the universe, it is enough to help compare how small humans are in the eyes of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. That is why it is very important for us to acknowledge and learn from all the events and situations that happen around us. For the last one, Islamic moral value, it is human loss with nature. If any of us have experienced winter abroad, we must have realized how great the blessing of it is that Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala gives to human. Such is the power of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who created this world according to His will. Humans have no power to change, but only try to adapt to the situation. At a high place like Mount Everest, apart from unexpected snowstorm, the closest challenge climbers have to face is their own physical bodies. This is because when reaching a certain level of height above sea level, the human's body will not be able to cope with the conditions up there, especially the temperature and oxygen content that are getting lower. The higher people try to climb into the sky, the air gets thinner and the body freezes. In the 1996, even the oxygen gas tanks that were broke were unable to help the climbers to breathe, because the oxygen inside had frozen. In the Quran said, jinn and humans, if you are willing to penetrate the corners of heaven and earth, then penetrate. You will not be able to penetrate it except with the power of Allah. Surah Ar-Rahman, sentence 32 until 33. In the Quran, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala has given many parables, from as big as the sky to to as small as a fly, so that people think about the greatness of his power. In this situation, humans can compare how high the blessing of oxygen and heat that Allah has given for free and is available. The torment of living without air has been described by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran that is proof of God's greatness. In conclusion, movie The Everest has many lessons for all people to keep trying to achieve something. Although the mission of conquering Everest was successfully realized by all climbers, they were challenged by a violent storm that could not be predicted by meteorologists. Although not all the climbers managed to return home, even now, there are still some of their bodies that remain on the highest peak after being covered in heavy snow.